Today is July 13th, 2020, Monday, and one of the reasons why I can actually make this recording happen is because my mom and sister went to the park. Today, I'll be talking about perceptual awareness, mental concept, and the digital screen. So, I'll be using one experience that happened this year. So, there's a community that I joined back in 2011, and I would just talk about my experiences and also my ideas to people, and they lecture me about my communication skills. They tell me that my grammar is poor. They tell me that I'm socially lacking. They tell me that I do not know what I'm talking about, and I pretty much gone through this for every community, not just the one in 2011. Pretty much online and also in person, where people lecture me about the way I use my term and telling me that my terms are they told me that it's unclear, or that they would correct my my words and change it to another meaning rather than the intended meaning of what I'm saying, right? So this is where I got the idea of mental concept, right? When people started speaking to me in this fashion. And I've gone through this over and over and over. It's so repetitive, right? It's a repetitive experience to go through, to have more than one person telling you that if you can't speak your own language, uh, if if you they say that English is not my primary language, I speak a secondary language. I've gone through this over and over. I have my mind interpret meaning differently than the way other that normal people talk. They said that the people on the internet told me that my communication skills is not normal than than the people that they speak to, or if I have a language disorder. So as you can see here, for a mental concept, it shows you an image, right? It shows you more than one images. These different images of pretty much a, a tree, and how these concepts can actually exist in the mind, and more than one person can perceive this tree as pretty much a different object than how a tree is actually shown. And I talk about perceptual awareness, about how people are not reacting to something that's really in front of them. They show no signs of perceptual awareness whatsoever. While in this case, I show signs of perceptual awareness. Shows me that my perception is correct and that my interpretation of the way I can actually break down a concept shows how strong my perceptual awareness is. I'm on a high level of perceptual awareness. So if I notice that the way people are behaving incorrectly towards me, or the way people speaking towards me, I'm able to spot that immediately. And this is one of the reasons why the multi-agent quantum AI computer studies in special education. It needed a way to destroy my reputation as a human being and change up my perception about myself. So let's get back to the online community. So early this year, I said to a person on the internet that this place is digital, right? And I had evidence that this place is digital. I have some really, I have correct evidence, evidence that is really shown in front of your face, and this was proven. So I question myself: is this a fact, or this is a theory? A theory is when a person really couldn't, prove that that this is happening, or this exists. Well, a fact shows that it's true because you can actually prove that this exists. So I recall when I had my anthropology, or yeah, during the second week of March of 2020, I was sitting in my anthropology course in class, and my anthropology professor was the telling his students about concepts. He was talking about awareness and concepts, and he used his pencil. He had a pencil and he dropped it on the floor, and he yeah, he's asking a question towards his students. He said to them, "Is this a fact or a theory? Can this be proven? Do we all see the pencil being dropped on the floor?" They said yes, because this can be proven. Well, in this case, this can be proven, right? That the TV itself shows human beings, right? It shows people on the TV. The TV is electronic. So I recall back in 2017, February of 2017, when my cousin came in to my hotel, or rather than a hotel, my when my cousin came into the Palm Hotel, because my mom didn't make me aware, I was given an explanation to my cousin about the situation I was in with having no jobs. No matter how many times I put in for a job application in Walmart and Target, I wouldn't get. And I said that I wouldn't get a job. So I told my aunt, I mean not my aunt, my cousin, because it was Nadine. I told my cousin Nadine that I'm in a situation where I'm being isolated because it seems that someone does not want me to have no career or income or no partner. And pretty much she did the same thing as how previous people would do. She isolated me. What she said to me is, she pointed to my laptop and said that I'm being brainwashed. She's telling me that the idea that I'm saying to her exists on the internet when it does not, because she couldn't prove that to me. But anyway, I was explaining to her son that this place is digital, because if I try to register this information in their mind, I'm giving them a mental concept so they can actually perceive that this place is digital and that there is a multi-agent quantum AI computer is managing humanity by means it's governing the citizens. And when you look at the screen, you're looking at the screen right here, this TV screen, and it shows you this electronic. This electronic is showing you human beings. And what allowed me to open up my awareness to know that this electronic is showing me human beings is my knowledge of quantum and image processing and human behavior. All those are factors that allowed me to open up my awareness to detect that this is an anomaly that people are having here, right? There's a perceptual error because they're not conscious of what's in front of them. That means their mentality at the time of watching the TV is incorrect due to the concept that they have at that time. Their mind does not exist at that time. Shows me that they're not conscious of the TV showing human beings. They're not thinking of that idea at that exact time. So when I talk about primary speakers, right, on my previous video, and I said that the primary speaker would think for me rather than me thinking for myself, so I wouldn't be able to think at that exact time with my idea. This is what I'm talking about. The AI can remove the AI can remove my thought process about the concept when I'm in front of others by using people to distract me. The AI can make people distract me or give me context to distract my mind. So there was a person online again, besides this person on the community. There was a Reddit moderator that told me that I'm a semantic distraction. They're saying that my wording is a distraction to their mind. They're already annoyed that about the way I speak because they never heard no one speak in this fashion. So when they said when they said to me that my words is a semantic distractor, it went from semantic distractor to saying that I'm I'm saying anything to sound good, right? To saying that my grammar is poor because of the meaning. They're not able to interpret the meaning, even though it's clear. I use the correct terminologies to inform them about the concept that exists in front of them, right? It exists because this moderator wouldn't engage in a conversation with me in the first place. She's the one who initiated a conversation with he or she initiated a conversation with me, meaning that there is something within my post that is correct. Because why is it always a moderator lecturing me about my grammar and telling me that there's other people out there thinking about this idea? And it's not. She's saying that he or she is saying that the idea of the concept of multi-agent quantum AI computers and high authority NSA software engineers exists and it's popular. That more than one person had this idea, and what I have is not is is nothing, is meaningless, right? The intention for this moderator is to make my post look meaningless because I gave too much information. So what the moderator would do at that time is clean up after me. So each time I speak back to her or him, they keep cleaning up after my post. Your grammar is poor. You're saying anything to you're saying anything to sound good. You're a semantic distraction, right? She's this person, he or she is calling me a distraction. So she or he can direct that message to other people. So when they come across my post, they can see it as meaningless, right? It seems I got distracted, but anyway, you get the point.